Alright, this is a follow-up video to my first video on having a CPAP. The first video was called I Hate My CPAP, and I wanted to make another video to just kind of give an update on how I'm doing with the CPAP and all that. I know I came across in that first video a little negative because I hate it, and I still do. It's just awful, but it does work and it is effective if you can get used to it. I had someone on the other video say you should delete this video. What if someone watches it and then they die of diabetes or something? If you're watching this video or my videos and making medical decisions on that, you got your own problems. Anyway, here's the deal. I have moderate sleep apnea, and I will try and link it down below, link the video down below in the comments. What happened is I went to a sleep doctor. They diagnosed me with sleep apnea moderate, and then they said, okay, we're going to give you a CPAP machine. And I said, nah, I don't really want a CPAP machine. So I didn't. Time goes by and things really got worse for me, and I eventually just gave in and said, I went back to the sleep doctor and I said, okay, let's go ahead and try this. Now, it gets a little more complicated because of my insurance. The insurance I had was Aetna, and with sleep apnea, if the doctor diagnoses you with sleep apnea and says you need a CPAP machine, the insurance will pay for it. The insurance will pay for it. So I got the CPAP machine, and then I had a rep come over to the house and show me how to use it and all that. So the doctor writes a prescription for the CPAP machine, goes to the insurance gets some kind of middleman corporation that brings the CPAP to you, sets it up, gets it going. But the problem is it's not really 100% paid for. It goes under, I think she said it falls under Medicare, and because of that, and it's, you know how complicated all that stuff is, you rent it for $25 a month. You rent the machine that you're supposed to get for free for $25 a month. And then after that, after I think 12 months of using the machine, then you actually get the machine. You stop paying rent on it and it's yours. The problem is you have to be compliant according to the insurance company. The insurance company, in order for you to get the machine, free, you have to use it, I think they said 4 or 6 hours a night for 5 nights a week. And that will make you compliant enough to keep the machine and all that. Well, I wasn't. And if you saw the other video, you saw how cranky I was about that. One of the biggest problems I have with this whole situation is that people just assumed I was okay with everything, and that really just annoyed me. It's like, okay, you have apnea, here's a CPAP machine. Well, what if I don't want a CPAP machine? Well, tough luck. Here's the CPAP machine. I finally gave in. And then people just said, okay, here's how you got to use it. Here, you have to use it so much. And nobody really cares if you don't find it comfortable at all. Nobody really cares if you are having a difficult time with it. That's what really got me. And the CPAP machine has built-in Wi-Fi. The technology on these machines are incredible. They have built-in Wi-Fi. The company, not the insurance, the supply company that gives you the machine dials into your machine and keeps track of how much you're using your CPAP machine, which it's really good in terms of your healthcare. But the reason they're really doing it is to make sure you're compliant enough. And so I wasn't being compliant. The only way I could really use the machine is if I took Ambien. And the sleep doctor gave me some Ambien, prescribed me some Ambien. I got some Ambien, and I would take it, and if you haven't taken Ambien, it's pretty powerful. And I would take it, and I could fall asleep. It really knocks you out. It's very powerful, and I would be able to fall asleep for about 4 hours with the machine on. But inevitably what happens is, part of the machine, built into the machine, it auto ramps up, so it increases the amount of air you're getting. And after about 4 hours, I would wake up because this thing would be blowing full force in my face, and it would wake me up, and I would take the mask off and I wouldn't wear it. So on a good night, I would get maybe 4 hours of sleep with the CPAP machine on. Now it did work. It does work if you can leave the mask on. It does work, and I felt better, and things improved. But now what happens is the supply company is dialing into the machine, and they're seeing I'm only using it so much, an hour here, an hour there, and I'm not being compliant. And they start calling me. And first, it started out being about once a week. After that, it was about 2, maybe 3 times a week. I get these annoying phone calls. Yeah, this is so-and-so from the supply company. You're not using your machine. Well, yeah. Why is that? Well, because it's horrible. It's like incredibly uncomfortable. Oh, well, you got to use your machine. Well, I'm trying. Well, it was just this. Again, nobody really cared that I was uncomfortable with it. Nobody cared that I was having a difficult time with it. And then to make matters worse, I got the machine. I don't know when it was. It was last year sometime, I guess. About October or November. The end of the year comes around. The company I work for changed insurance. So now I've got Aetna with the CPAP machine, but now I have this new insurance. And so I go back to my sleep doctor, have an appointment, and now all of a sudden they don't take my insurance, my new insurance. I'm like, oh crap. And they're real weird about it. I can't even just see the doctor and just pay the full office visit. You have to have some kind of insurance. So now I can't see the sleep doctor anymore, and I'm just getting real frustrated. And inevitably, I have to switch doctors altogether because of my new insurance. So the long and the short of it is, they keep calling me, keep bugging me, saying you're not being compliant with the machine, and they're being really annoying about it. And so I said, yeah, I know, I don't like it. And they said, well, if you're not compliant with it, you're gonna have to, we're gonna have to take it back. So I said, fine, take it back. So eventually, probably about, I don't know, February of this year, they said, okay, we need to take your machine back. I said, fine, come and get it. So they came by and I packed it up and I gave it back to them, and screw you. It just really annoyed me that nobody cared that none of this really worked out for me. Now I've had to switch general doctors, and I haven't been able to find a sleep doctor with this insurance I have now, which is a real pain. And I gave that up. I gave up trying to find a sleep doctor, a new one that takes my insurance. So I went to a new general doctor. I told him about the sleep issue stuff, and I kind of kept asking him for Ambien. I was like, if I can just get some Ambien, let me get some sleep with the machine on. And I'll talk about this new machine here in a second, and I can get something to work. But he didn't want to give me the Ambien because the Ambien will kind of mess you up after a while, and I get that. That's fine. But instead of Ambien, he gave me lorazepam, and I don't take it every night. I just take it here and there, especially when I'm trying to use this machine. What I did was I gave the old machine back, and let me talk about the old machine just real quickly. It's a ResMed AirSense 10 Auto Set. It's an auto CPAP machine that it's not just set on a certain strength of air. A lot of them the doctor sets it on like 1 to 10. You get set on a 5, and it just constantly just blowing air in your mouth to keep your airway open. These auto machines are incredible. They adjust to every breath. They, you breathe in and they, push a little bit more up, but then when you exhale, it backs off a little bit. The technology, again, is amazing on this. And that was the first machine. I really liked that machine. I didn't like using it, but I liked the quality of the machine. It was absolutely quiet. You couldn't hear it at all. It was 100% quiet. One thing I did not like about it was the water reservoir. It was real cumbersome, and it was half metal. And anyway, it was just very awkward. I didn't like that part of it. So what I did was, again, for the millionth time, I was annoyed with people not caring that I wasn't able to wear the mask. So what I did was I went to respshop.com. It's a very good CPAP equipment machine website. And I just went and I was able to buy my own CPAP machine. I said, screw it. If nobody's going to care about this, I'm just going to buy my own so I can use it when I want. So this is what I got. This is the Dream Station Auto CPAP. Excuse me. and this is by Philips. It's really pretty amazing. The air quality, I mean the quality of the machine is and technology is amazing. I like the water reservoir. You can take it out, you can wash it, put it in the dishwasher. It's a lot easier to use than the other machine. The one drawback, this machine, it makes a little bit of noise, not much, just kind of a humming sound. It's not bad, it's not terrible, but it makes a little humming sound, especially when you're breathing in and out, like that. And so now what I do is I use this when I want. What I'll try and do is I'll put water in the reservoir because it dries out your mouth real bad. Put it on, put the mask on, and I've tried different masks now. I'm trying the nasal mask. The problem with that is just the nasal only. I sleep with my mouth open, and so I have to get a chin strap, and so it's very awkward, but you know, I'm still trying. So I either use just the nasal one or the full face mask, and I take a lorazepam, which the doctor prescribed to me, and it doesn't work as good as the Ambien, but it helps. And so sometimes I'm able to get a few hours sleep with the mask on. And again, with this machine, the ramp just cranks up and it'll start blowing air. But on this one anyway, I know I can turn it off. I've got to get in there and switch it off manually. And that's really about it. That's where I am now. I still don't like the CPAP machine. Does it work? Yes. Can I tolerate the mask? Not very much. And I'm still just dealing with it. I also had a procedure a couple of years ago called the pillar procedure, where they put these sutures in the back of your throat, the soft palate that closes your airway, and it helped. Actually, it helped a bit in the beginning. Then it kind of stopped being effective, but I think it helps a little bit. And I had that done, and then after that, that's when all the CPAP stuff came into play. And that's basically where I am now. I have gotten my own machine, so I use it when I want, and if I can get some sleep with it, great, but if I don't wear it, I don't have anybody crawling down my neck telling me I got to use it. And I know I need to use it for my own health, but I'm working on it. I'm trying. Lately, a lot what I've been doing is I wind up sleeping on the couch. What I do is I prop myself up, my back against the back of the couch, and if I can just stay on my side, I'm okay. And I've configured it to where I can do that relatively well, but I want to, get back in the bed and spend more time in the bed than on the couch. And that's it. If you have sleep apnea, I empathize with you. The people who have severe, really, really bad sleep apnea, I feel for you. But just hang in there as best you can. Do whatever you got to do to make it work for you. Just understand that when you go through the insurance to get the CPAP machine, there's a lot more involved. Anyway, that's about it. So hang in there, people with CPAP, and people are watching my videos about the CPAP. Thanks for your comments. I've had a lot of really good positive comments on there. And I guess that's about it. So just hang in there, okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.